What's up, fam? This your boy, Cut to the Chase TV. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and be sure to share this video. I got some news for you Negroes today. Shannon Sharpe has just been fired by ESPN, so don't believe the headline saying he left willingly. I don't think he had a choice. Let's look at the facts. ESPN is owned by Disney. Shannon Sharpe is accused of strong-arming the Punani, being verbally and physically abusive, 57 years old, talking dirty to a 19-year-old woman. Ain't no way in hell ESPN gonna let him remain on air, because I seen ESPN fire people for way less. Remember what happened to Paul Pierce? He was on IG Live, he had the strippers in the background, they were twerking to the latest rap music. ESPN fired his ass the next day. What about Michael Irvin? He was accused of inappropriately touching a woman in a hotel lobby. ESPN fired his ass the next day. So I knew they weren't going to allow Shannon Sharpe to remain on air, and I'm glad they let him go. Because it was hard seeing Shannon Sharpe on ESPN. The nigga was stressed out. The nigga stopped putting lotion on. Y'all remember Shannon Sharpe when he was at the height of his career? When he first got hired on ESPN, he used to be on TV shiny as hell, got the nice suit, skin just glistening. Now look at Shannon Sharpe this past week after all this came out. He was on ESPN, nigga wasn't putting lotion on, nigga had sleep in his eye, nigga was short-brained, he was screwing up, his mind wasn't right. We all seen that, so I'm glad he took the proper time to get these facts in order. That's all I'm saying. But Shannon Sharpe, you ain't have to lie to us. All you had to do was be honest. All you had to do was say, me and ESPN is parting ways for the moment because I'm too big of a distraction right now. I gotta take care of my legal order, and they don't want to put me on air, and my colleagues don't want to work with me no more. That's all you had to say. Because let's look at it from this perspective. If I'm an on-air talent for ESPN, I went to college, I'm at the height of my career, I don't want to be on the same screen as Shannon Sharpe. He being accused of all this stuff. He being accused of being 57, grooming a 19-year-old woman. I don't want to debate you about the Lakers. I don't want to debate you about the NFL draft. I don't want to be on set with this dude. It's not a good look for me. It's not a good look for the brand. So a lot of people was upset that they had to work with Shannon Sharpe. Yes, you can proclaim your innocence. Yes, you can say I did nothing wrong. Everything was consensual. And I'm here to break the bad news to Shannon Sharpe. Even if you're found not guilty, even if you're found not liable, it's still a certain segment of the population that still feel like you wrong. You're 57, she was 19, so they gonna say Shannon Sharpe was grooming her. Shannon Sharpe was manipulating her. How a 57-year-old man dating a 19-year-old woman. And Shannon Sharpe ought to be ashamed of himself. Just think about it like this. If you 56 dating a 19-year-old woman, go back to the previous year. She was just a senior in high school. She trying to pass a math test. She playing volleyball at PE. She jumping rope. She had in the cafeteria eating pizza with her friends. She ain't got time to be getting put in the back end by you. Y'all doing all that type of crazy stuff, belt around the neck, and you whipping on her in the bed, you putting little balls in her mouth. That's just too much, man. So Shannon Sharpe had to eat this. And now they got more evidence coming out. It's an alleged tape, and they releasing them audio calls one by one. They chopping it up, they breaking it up, but now they just released the full audio, and I'm gonna play it for you guys. But first, I'm gonna read this statement from Shannon Sharpe explaining why he left ESPN. He said some very interesting things in it, and I think it went over a lot of people's head because he used some coded language. So I'm gonna bring the statement up, I'm gonna read it, I'm gonna break it down. Y'all already know how I do, so let's get to it. Let's go. Boom! This is what Shannon Sharpe posted on Twitter, and I'm going to read it to you guys very slowly. My statement is found here, and this is the truth. The relationship in question was 100% consensual. At this juncture, I'm electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties. I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, friends, and colleagues. Shannon Sharpe. Now that's a beautiful, well said statement. It's well thought out, but I do got some questions surrounding it. Because if you listen to Shannon Sharpe's words, he said the relationship between me and my accuser was 100% consensual. And if that is true, I got a question for Shannon Sharpe. If you standing 10 toes down behind that statement, why did you offer your accuser $10 million to settle the lawsuit? Because I'm under the impression If I'm successful, I worked hard for my money, I did nothing wrong, everything was consensual. If I'm calling it a shakedown, why would I give in and pay you a settlement? If I know all you is after money, I'm gonna make you come get it in blood. I'm gonna make you take me to court. I ain't willingly giving you nothing. You gonna have to come take it from me. Cause I did nothing wrong. You was my girlfriend. Yes, we got freaky in bed. Yes, we got buck wild. Yes, I was tying you up. Yes, I was whipping you around the bedroom. But that's our relationship. That's all Shannon Sharpe should have said. But by him willing to pay $10 million, it make a lot of people stop and pause and say, maybe this wasn't consensual. And another thing about his statement, he said, I will be devoting this time to my family. Brother, you should have been doing that. If you was devoting time to your family instead of chasing a 19-year-old woman around, maybe none of this would have happened. Because I always said, at 57, I don't want to be talking dirty to a 19-year-old. I don't want to be chasing around a 19-year-old. I want to be laid up with wifey, have my open-toe sandals on, have my corduroy jeans, have my dress shirt on, have my little top hat on, and chilling. Damn a 19-year-old. I wouldn't even be trying to keep up with a 19-year-old. So I think that was Shannon Sharpe's downfall. He was moving like a degenerate. And I blame the young generation for Shannon Sharpe's downfall. I blame us for that. Because we kind of embraced Shannon Sharpe. We gave him the name Unc. We turned him into a cultural icon. And I think he got lost in that character. I think he started to embody the character. Even outside of work. Like, damn, maybe I am Unc. Everybody know me. The young generation likes me. They love me. They embrace me. Let me start, messing around with some of them young gals. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, we got to blame Shannon Sharpe for this, man. He played a role in his own demise. We can say he was manipulated. We can say he was tricked. We can say he was taken advantage of. But the fact still remain that Shannon Sharpe was damn near 36 years older than this woman. So let's be very clear on that. And the more evidence that comes out, the more Shannon Sharpe looks bad. Because now they released a full phone conversation. You remember he said he gonna choke her? They released the full audio. And I'm gonna play it for you guys right now. And it is shocking what Shannon Sharpe says at the end. Let's go.
Well, what, Gabby?
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did what you did to me.
Let's start right there. You see Shannon Sharpe 56. You listen to the phone conversation. He seemed like he's annoyed. He seemed like he's agitated. And very well so. He's 57. She's 19. She sounds immature. She sounds dense. Why did Shannon Sharpe subject himself to this? You're a millionaire, self-made. You worked hard to get where you at in life. She's on a come up. She's an OnlyFans girl. What the hell is you doing? I'm not saying not date an old woman. I'm not saying you can't have your preference. If you like them young, can you date somebody that's young and successful? 28, in nursing school, 26-year-old, got her own business. What you doing dating the OnlyFans model? She can't offer you nothing but that punani. You get what I'm saying? So I gotta look at this whole situation. Shannon Sharpe, man, you dropped the ball. You threatening her, you're choking her. And I think you were just playing. I think you just said it in jest. But when she was recording, she got all the ammo she needed. She was trying to bait you the whole time. This didn't even seem like a real conversation. but you were so in your feelings. You were so mad that you didn't realize you were being set up for the okie doke. And that's sad, man. Because everybody tried to warn Shannon Sharpe. Cat Williams tried to warn Shannon Sharpe. Monique tried to warn Shannon Sharpe. Remember when Cat Williams came on Shannon Sharpe Club Shay Shay? And he was like, hey, man, hey, you better try messing with the white women. They gonna take you down. Let me play that clip for you guys right now.
My goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin and never have sucked a penis. That was my only goal. I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
Come on, cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that. And remember, I told you the drug story from when I'm in the park.
Yeah.
So these are just the things. I had all of those when I came in. I already was ready for that.
You see that? We can't say Shannon Sharpe wasn't warned. Cat Williams came on this show and said it. Monique came on his show and said you need to leave them young guys alone, get you an older woman. And it's always seemed like Shannon Sharpe got defensive when people used to say Shannon Sharpe, leave them young guys alone. He used to always brag on Nightcap, his podcast, about dating younger women. I like them young, you know, up can go, y'all. He's acting like a bed bug. He's overly sexualizing his own self, and I was very uncomfortable. I love Shannon Sharpe. I think he got a great podcast, but every other conversation is about him in the bedroom. I'm like, man, something ain't quite right, bro. You acting like a degenerate. You unprofessional. Don't tell y'all, y'all crazy. Yeah, they gonna need to do matches when they done with me. I'm like, bro, you 57. You ain't always gotta be the cool uncle. And always on the defense when somebody say, hey, Shannon Sharpe, leave them young guys alone. Listen to what he said on his Nightcap podcast about dating younger women. It's gonna come all full circle. Let's go.
My date your age. Well, I want to date my wage. I'm finna shut all this ish down tonight. I want to date my wage.
Stay right there.
Where y'all at? Hey, chat, where they at?
Hold on. Cause you know I keep it on me now.
Yeah.
I keep it on me. You want to date your what?
I want to date my wage. Not my age. I want to date my wage. So where are they? Cause y'all always talking about date your age. I want to date my wage. So come on with it.
So there you go. Shannon Sharpe said he ain't trying to hear none of that. If you're going to tell him to date his age, he said he want to date his wage. He said, I'm rich. I got a lot of money. No matter how old I get, no matter how ugly I am, I still can go get the baddest young chick. So I'm going to date my wage. I got the paper to do it. Basically, he's saying I'm a trick. Basically, he's saying I'm going to get the best chick money can buy. And that's why that chick is telling him $25,000 a cheek. You know, he offered to set him $10 million. So was it $5 million a cheek? We thought $25K was crazy. It seemed like Shannon Sharpe upped the ante. He said, I'm going to pay you $5 million a butt cheek. That is crazy, man. Now, a lot of people is feeling bad for Shannon Sharpe, including me. I think he was set up. I think he was manipulated. And now skeletons are starting to come out the closet because Matt Burns was seen on audio and was heard saying that Shaq may be behind this. He said that Shaq was looking for download secrets on Shannon Sharpe. Shaq believed he wasn't straight. Shaq believed he was on a download, and he's willing to pay top dollar to anybody that can find Shannon Sharpe with something long in his mouth. Let's play that audio clip right now.
I don't know if you're on this kind of time, but I was in a group chat the other day, or actually just yesterday, and Shaq said he's paying top dollar for any information on old boy. So, again, I don't know if you're on that kind of time or not, but Shaq is known to throw large sums of money around, so just want to put that out there. I ain't quiet. Hey, he said, please keep it quiet. He said that Shannon did some shit back to him a while back, and he's been off him. So that's why he's doing this. But please, please, please keep his name quiet.
Now, we all know how petty Shaq is. We know Shaq don't forget anything. We know Shaq can hold a grudge. Y'all remember that back and forth Shannon Sharpe and Shaq had online? Well, apparently, Shaq is still mad about it. Apparently, Shaq is still in his feelings. And he's looking for dirt on Shannon Sharpe. So a lot of people have said maybe Shaq set this up. Maybe Shaq found out that who Shannon Sharpe was dating and put them people in his life. Now, I don't believe Shaq would go that far. I don't believe Shaq is that down low that you would take a man for everything he got over an online splat. But man, that is interesting. I will say that. That's very interesting. And Shannon Sharpe just had a bad week. Everybody's coming for him. Everybody from his past is getting interviewed. Y'all remember when Shannon Sharpe was on IG Live and he accidentally hit the record button and we seen him having intercourse and he was like, that's my Michelle. That's my Michelle. Yeah, you gonna take it. You gonna take it. Well, Tasha K has interviewed Michelle and she said more damning evidence against Shannon Sharpe and it got real bad. I'm gonna play that clip for you guys right now. Bear with me. Let's go.
Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
Oh, hanging in there.
You were thrown into a sex tape ordeal. I've spoken to sources that were close to Shannon Sharpe. I guess he was trying to dispel the gay rumors, and a lot of people feel that the Instagram live, it's not easy to go live on Instagram. Like, you got to go through some steps to go live on Instagram. That it was actually a ploy to dispel the gay rumors about him.
Let me say this. I do believe that. I believe Shannon Sharpe went live on IG on purpose. Because you remember everybody was calling him names. Everybody saying he was zesty. Everybody saying he was sassy. So all of a sudden he's on IG Live and he's having intercourse and he's being very demonstrative. He's being very vocal. And it sounded like he was just acting. It was all over the top. Because think about it. When you have intercourse with women, you have your highs and your lows. You have times when you talk a lot. And you have times when you just focusing on it. You ain't really saying much. You putting that work in. But when Shannon Sharpe went live on IG, he was talking the whole time. It's like he wanted us to know there was a woman. Yeah, that's my Michelle. That's my Michelle. Yeah, Michelle. You get it, Michelle. Oh, yeah, you gonna take this. It was just too over the top. Then he making animal noises. I'm like, brother, come on, man. You was too active in that clip. It's like you knew the camera was rolling. Because when I'm with a woman in that bedroom, I'm coasting. I'm chilling. It's a smooth ride for the both of us. I ain't doing all that. It seemed like he was performing. So that's why I think he went live on purpose. Because there's a lot of steps you got to take to go live. Everybody went live on IG. You got to push like 3 buttons. You can't just pocket down and next thing you know you live on IG. They will ask you, are you sure you want to go live? And all that type of crazy stuff, man. So I think that made Shannon Sharpe look bad. And it showed that Shannon Sharpe had thin skin. It seemed like what people on the internet says bothered him, man. So ever since that happened, it seemed like Shannon Sharpe been on a quest to prove that he's straight. Every night on Nightcap, he talking about he's knocking down some young thing. And I just think he went too far. But let's continue.
Do you feel like that recording of him going live was real? Or do you feel like he just used your name since he was with you for 10 plus years?
It's triggering. You got to remember, this was a very sensitive subject. The last time I saw him, he raped me.
What did you find attractive about him? Charming?
Oh, yeah. He's very charming. He was built like a Greek god. He was nice to me. He was both the hero and the perpetrator.
What was your sex life like?
He loved to have his booty played with. That part might not have been everyday sex, but other than that, everyday sex, it was just...
So like you put fingers and tongue in his butt?
Yeah. You know, there were times where I wondered if maybe he was bi, but then I would tell myself, no, that doesn't mean he's gay just because he likes his booty being played with.
Do you think you kind of opened up his butt to new experiences?
No, I can't imagine because he already...
Enough is that. I don't care about his sex life. I don't care what he do in the bedroom with who. I can care less. But what I will say is, I think Shannon Sharpe on-air TV career is over with. He might still do his thing on YouTube, but as far as him being on ESPN, I don't think he's coming back. He can tell us he coming back at the start of the NFL preseason. But if this case is still going on and we still don't have answers, he ain't no way in hell he gonna be on ESPN. So we might well forget that. Shannon Sharpe, I hope everybody learned a valuable lesson. Stop lusting after young people. It's time to be responsible, because you behave like a degenerate. Don't be surprised when degenerate problems come your way. That's all I'm saying. But I think Shannon Sharpe is innocent. I don't think he did anything to her. I think that was just a part of their relationship. I was the dominant one. You're the submissive one. You like for me to be dominant. You like that rough stuff. So I'm going to play into it. I'm going to do a little race play with you. I'm going to be your bed buck in the bedroom. I think Shannon Sharpe was under that mindset. And he got too carried away. He got too lost in the character. He lost himself. And it's just sad to see a man of that stature, NFL Hall of Fame career, great podcaster, very entertaining, very charismatic, and your self-esteem is that low that you got a 19-year-old giving you orders. You got a 19-year-old telling what to do to her in the bedroom, telling you what to do. And you abiding by it all. Okay, I'll do it. I wish I know how to do it. Yeah, okay, I do that too. Come on, bro. Be better, do better. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts about this whole situation. I want to know how you guys feel. Leave a comment. Share this video. I love you guys. Peace.